Do you replay one conversation for hours while the other person probably forgot it in 5 minutes? If yes, you are not overreacting, you are overprocessing, and there is a reason. Let's go deep. Hi, love, welcome back. This is your space to breathe, reconnect, and remember who you are. Today's episode is for the woman whose mind never truly rests, the woman who lies awake replaying what she said, what she should have said, what she could have said, how they may have interrupted it, why they acted that way, what did she did wrong. You call it overthinking, but it isn't stupidity, it isn't weakness, it isn't being dramatic. Overthinking is your mind trying to resolve an emotion that never got acknowledged. If you are someone who mentally rewinds conversations, conflicts, expressions, tone, words, this episode is going to give you clarity you have needed for years. Overthinking is not a thought problem, it's an emotional interruption. It happens because you didn't feel heard, you didn't feel understood, you didn't express the truth you actually wanted to say. So your brain goes, let me revisit it, maybe this time I'll feel in control. Let me replay it, maybe this time it will make sense. Let me analyze it, maybe this time I'll find safety. Your mind isn't attacking you, it's trying to protect you from a discomfort you didn't know how to process in that moment. This is why logical advice like just stop overthinking never works, because you are not fixing thoughts, you are fixing unfelt feelings. Women grow up with a different emotional rule book. We are taught don't upset anyone, don't speak too loudly, don't disagree too much, don't hurt someone's feelings, adjust, be polite, be good. So, during conflicts or uncomfortable moments, men release tension outward, women absorb tension inward. Instead of expressing, we internalize. Instead of asking questions, we assume. Instead of setting boundaries, we self-doubt. This leads to emotional suppression, which becomes a mental replay. Lack of clarity becomes internal confusion. Fear of conflict becomes self-blame, and fear of rejection becomes overanalysis. Your overthinking didn't come from you, it came from the roles you were trained to play. When something triggers you emotionally, a tone, a word, a gesture, a message, a silence, your body goes into an activation mode. But if you learn to stay calm, composed, nice, understanding, your body doesn't release the tension outward. So it releases it inward as non-stop mental loops. Overthinking is not a mental weakness, it is an energy that didn't get discharged. Your mind is trying to finish a conversation your body never got to. Overthinking is a signal, not a flaw. Most people try to stop overthinking, but the more important question is, what is your overthinking trying to tell you? Because inside every loop is an unmet need. I wanted clarity. I wanted validation. I wanted to express my real feelings. I wanted them to understand me. I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to say no, but didn't know how. You don't replay events because you're weak. You replay events because something inside you was left unresolved. And your brain hates unfinished emotional business. Here is your 4-step identity-based nervous system safe process. Stop asking, why did they say that? Ask, what did that moment make me feel? This moves you from analysis to awareness, because 80% of overthinking is you trying to understand other people instead of understanding yourself. Notice where it sits in your body. Overthinking begins in the mind, but it lives in the body. That is, chest tightness, stomach knotting, throat closing, face getting warm, shoulders stiffening. This is your body saying, I didn't get to express myself. Say the sentence you didn't say out loud. Privately, tell yourself, what I really wanted to say was, what I truly felt was, what I needed in that moment was. This releases emotional pressure. Reassure your inner self. Overthinking happens because your nervous system feels unsafe. Tell it, I'm safe now. I don't need to replay this anymore. My feelings matter. I am allowed to express myself next time. This rewires your identity from suppression to expression. When overthinking stops naturally, overthinking fades when you express earlier, you set boundaries sooner, you notice emotions faster, you don't betray yourself to keep peace, you allow uncomfortable truths, you stop performing calmness, you stop shrinking to be liked. A woman who trusts her feelings doesn't overthink her interactions because clarity replaces confusion. If you replay conversations, if you spiral after conflicts, if your mind feels heavy after small interactions, you are not broken. You are a woman who never got the emotional space to express herself freely. But now you do. Overthinking is not your identity, it is your old survival strategy, and you are outgrowing it. Slowly, gently, bravely. You deserve a mind that feels peaceful, not punished. If today's episode gave you clarity, follow the podcast for the rest of the January series. Share this with a woman whose mind never gets to rest. She deserves this peace. Until next time, stay gentle, stay honest, and stay you.